Talk about some work. Sigh. Be gone.
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
Whether you need to buy something or not, I am happy to help.
Indeed. Indeed. Mother. You want to talk about that secret now? God, that would get frustrating. They literally live right next to a shop. Like, damn, you swear it was the same building. They just put in some work and sliced off that section from inside their home to create a wall so that this could be a store. And that might actually have been the case, too.
Good evening, miss.
Oh my god, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no. I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young Econs. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte.
She easily acts like her mama. 5. I'm hearing somebody, and I think they're over to my right.
What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Yeah.
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
And been dinner? No.
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come
Exactly.
on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
God. I can already kind of see what's up with her.
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish and filthy rich.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
Yeah, but that depends on what you mean and what that looks like, dear.
Is that...
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste.
Even if that...
I suppose you're...
And I mean, as much as you might not like the individualism, there has to be a decision maker, and that requires some form of individualism to actually take place. There's got to be a decider. If you're on a committee of people who can't make a choice, somebody's got to break the tie. To some degree, that's going to create a sense of importance, both self-importance and outside importance. There's no way to avoid it, you know. Even if you don't want the job, you do the job long enough, it'll kind of fit you.
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
No, it's just base curiosity. I mean, I've always hated the answer that came with this kind of question because in truth, people like to deflect with the answer that comes with this. They know full well what you're asking. They're just being a little ridiculous about it.
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother.
Dear God.
She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live...
That's what I was
I
asking.
still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see. And one day, I'll have my death to face.
Yeah, we've found those details about you that you're not too happy about. I can understand it. Nobody wants to die. And not everybody has the opportunity of literal immortality in their own house raising them. So, it's understandable, but it's also understandable why your mother rather you didn't deal with all of this, considering what I've been dealing with, and I've only been a vampire for a few days, a couple weeks maybe, you know? Um, Literally all I was asking about was your progenitors. But the way she says that,
Who are your...
Elizabeth Ashbury is...
Do you live with her? Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
there it is. She says progenitors with such almost disgust. What is it, because they're humans? Don't have the potential to give you the greater power you seek? Hmm.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me, and I have lived with her ever since.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Econ, Doctor. And
God.
no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16.
Well, y'all just can't help. The proper term, dear doctor, is econ. No, odds are it's vampire. You just don't like the term because it ain't pretty. Jesus Christ, why can't you just call a spade a spade? Vampire. Oh, that implies such mysticism. No, it don't. No, it don't. Now, I'm not gonna lie, we've been dealing with some mysticism, but it don't imply mysticism. It just implies vampire. Charlotte was raised in Lady Ashbury's orphanage before being adopted by the lady herself. Again, that's pretty cool, though. That is pretty cool.
Though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
Well, it's understandable that you would suspect the truth. That was the problem with setting aside this. That was the problem with Batman. He had to do too much, and he was gone at night all the time. Just like how Batman was always out and about all the time. But there's no Bruce Wayne at home. Wonder what's happening. I'm kind of bored, and Bruce seems to slip into these weird halls and clocks and doors and switches from time to time. I'd love to see what's going on down there.
What are you doing out here?
You mean, what do I do outside at night since I am a woman?
Good Lord. I'm assuming your mom has told you about the epidemic and the scowls and econs prowling the streets. Do you think it wise? That is what I'm asking you.
Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Yes, and the reason why I would ask the same question of a man is because men are more likely to be attacked. Sure, they may be more likely to be attacked by other men. The argument doesn't change. Odds are a man will be killed by another man. Now, nobody says rape and whatnot can't happen. It definitely can. There's many stats that prove it. Can happen on both sides and does happen to both sides. Now, ain't nobody saying it should happen, but at least if it happens to a woman, you might live, and as such, revenge might be a thing you can get. And if not even revenge, you might live long enough to stop this person from doing something again. Another man will just take another man out. Because we know that if we don't, if we're there doing something dirt, or if we're there doing right, if we don't deal with our enemy completely and utterly, odds are we'll see that enemy again. Yes, I would ask a man the same question. The only reason I don't is because usually they seem to have somewhere to go and aren't sitting around somewhere. They're usually roaming around. I'm trying to get to the Pembroke. I'm looking for my lost friend. I'm trying to get to Whitechapel. Or I'm already in a place that's safe enough as it is. But like literally half a street over is vampires getting killed. That's why he asks. Good Lord.
Actually, yes.
That
I
too.
ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night, considering the risks.
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Um, Mixed bag with that one, dear. Didn't actually mean to ask her if she needs medical attention. She don't. Mixed bag with that one. Uh, did she say? What did she say? 30 or 50? I have to look at that again. Um, a lot of the reason why men can vote at a younger age is because men are generally the ones who are landowners, regardless of why they're landowners. Most of them earned it either by plowing the fields themselves with their wives and their sisters and brothers and children, or they killed others and took that land and then they tilled that soil, right? I don't speak of justifications or anything like that, just these are the events that did take place. Men are also expected to go to war, particularly at this time, which is generally why men do have the right to vote at 21. But generally, as I said, that required those men to be landowners or that required those men to fight. Most men still don't have the right to vote at this point in history where she's speaking. Most men still don't. Women got the right to vote, I want to say 30 to 50 years after we did. But most people, men and women, have never had the right to vote throughout all of human history.
You need my medical attention, Charlotte.
I am fine, Dr. Reed.
Good to know.
What are you doing,
You mean what?
Actually,
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote
30,
at 21?
She sounds like a suffragette, but she might not be. She might be more. She might have more suffragette views, but might not necessarily align entirely with the suffragettes. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if she aligned more with the anti-suffragettes.
are you a suffragette then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No.
Right. I gotta remind myself this ain't America. But men couldn't really vote until they were property owners as well, as I said.
Need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time. Even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
Dear, it's as simple as this. And I'm gonna say this once. The reason why most men don't think like that is because most men have the understanding that y'all don't have skin in the game, really. And it's not to say what you have to deal with isn't important in terms of living in this nation, in this city. It is, very much so. But you don't generally have to fight to make sure all these things are still maintained. You don't generally have to fight to make sure that the walls stay up and people are fed. That is why men have more access. Property owners, you said it yourself. To be a property owner, you have to have skin in the game, and you had to have effectively earned that skin to some degree. Now, if women do earn that skin, should they have the right to vote? I don't take issue. You've earned your steps. Get in there. Get comfortable, pull up a chair. But don't expect me to give up my chair because I fought for my chair, dear. Just as we expect you to do. You expect me to fight for every scrap I've got as a man. I don't take issue. Will you do the same? If you will, I don't care. Nice to meet you. Here's hoping what we vote for truly benefits us all. You can't please everyone, but here's hoping that what we do can benefit as many people as possible. I take no issue with you voting, so long as you understand that there's responsibilities that come with that vote. Like, for instance, let's just say in the U.S. nowadays, right? Men and women have the right to vote. Now, women can join the military, but women don't have to join the military for that right. Men do. We still do. We still have to join selective service. That's the draft. Now, people might say, oh, but the draft doesn't happen. Yeah, the drafts don't happen all the time. They don't need to. They don't need to. But when they do, dun 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 dun, who's up front? So we don't take issue with you wanting something and advocating for it and fighting for it. But again, fight for it because that's what we have to do. If you're willing to fight all these steps, just as I'm willing to fight all these steps, I have nothing to complain about. I legitimately have nothing to complain about. But do not expect the ability to dictate who we go to war with when you don't have to fight that war. And the most you have to deal with, while not minuscule and not to be ignored, the most you have to deal with is a loss of family members. I lost my brother, I lost my son, my cousin, my uncle, my father, my nephew, my friend, right? You're not the one out there getting your faces blown off with such force that that face gets blown into another person's face. And now they're permanently scarred because they have another person's face penetrating theirs, bone shrapnel and everything else. And that's all I'm saying. Don't expect to have planetary access without being willing to put in planetary work, right? So if we're talking about levels, don't try to get access to level 20 when you only, sorry about that, when you only have up to level 9 responsibilities. It's not at all to say the responsibilities you have are unimportant or minuscule. They're not. As a matter of fact, I'm not gonna lie to you. The only ones I've ever heard denigrate the skills that women bring are other women. I don't hear it from men, and if I do, most of those dudes are weirdos anyway and should be ignored. But I do hear quite a bit of denigration of the skills and applications of men. If anything, I tend to hear what a man is supposed to do is mostly bare minimum. But again, if you can take those steps, stand side by side, shoulder to shoulder with me, I ain't got nothing to say on it.
How are the locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady. And who is this Emily?
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that
Yeah.
would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reed. And please, don't tell my mother.
Yeah, see, the issue ain't that you wanted to tell a friend. You wanted to tell somebody you trust, and you wanted trust. I don't take issue with that. It's the only issue I have is you may have caused her more problems than she was prepared to deal with. One second. Hate that. I even had it record, and for some reason the initial segment of the video that I started did not stick. My intro did not stick. Why does that keep happening? I have to figure that one out.
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously, and the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? What your mother is?
That girl has been looking into this for years. She wants it. Of course it doesn't scare her. If anything, it more or less scares her, A, that doesn't have access to that, and B, that she might lose more than she gains. She ain't really doesn't really have the understanding of what this is, and I don't really know how you would unless you actually walk this existence. People can tell you and people can show you, but in the end, that still doesn't really clarify. Like he and your mother can't keep anything down that's regular food. You've got to pick your meal, and I mean, the way you described yourself, if you haven't changed, dear, seconds you get powers, people are gonna be paying for that shit.
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reed? Or you?
Always, do not assume that just because people care for you that there can't be harm. People black out from stuff all the time. You can drink too much and black out. You can get sick and black out. You can have a lack of sleep and black out and do shit that don't make sense. Yes, you should always be on some kind of guard, dear. Man or woman. Charlotte is still hoping to become a vampire despite her mother's disagreement. Charlotte knows a lot about vampires and does not seem to fear them, and apparently she don't know enough. Let me be sure of something for a second. Just wanted to check that segment right there. Yes, you must be wary at all times. What we want to do and what our flesh will make us do don't always agree. If you go off of the story of my sister, then you should understand that reality.
Yes, you should. I killed my own sister because of the hunger. There comes a time when a mortal is only seen as blood by a vampire, whatever the bonds between them.
You can't be Wait. Good one, Dr. Reed. You almost got me.
Glad you found it amusing. But do keep my warning in mind.
I will, Dr. Reed. Thank you for your honesty. I appreciate it.
She heard nothing but felt everything. Holy Jesus. Literally talking to a wall.
Do you know why Lady Ashbury chose you to become her daughter?
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose
Makes sense.
you?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If so, where are they buried? How was it for them to pass through life with a never-aging mother?
Yeah. That's always been a question, especially since I think it was established at some point, but vampires are generally infertile. I think we read that somewhere, or Lady Ashbury told us. I don't know. And it makes sense that she would have other daughters, but it also makes sense that she might not have ever wanted to try that because of the exact statement you say, going through life with an immortal mother, knowing that you'll outlive your children. That may not be something she ever wanted, so you may quite literally be the first, dear. It's hard to say.
Why do you still hope to become a vampire in spite of your mother's refusal?
It's the immortal aspect of vampires that interests me.
Uh-huh.
The world won't improve unless women take charge. I'm convinced of that.
You're obviously a clever woman with a good education and a brilliant future. But have you thought about the price you'd have to pay? The loneliness, the necessary masquerade.
Is it not true of every high position? To change this world and make it a better place, one needs time on one side.
So you pay attention to the bare bones only, failing to realize the other quote-unquote bones that you ignore. They're gonna be pretty big, dear. Man or woman, they're gonna be pretty big. And ignoring them isn't exactly a wise move. And then there's that, the world will never change unless women take charge. It's kind of mixed, but you then Look, it's as simple as this. You get into the issue that men and women, regardless of whether men and women can do some of each other's jobs, we have biological proclivities. And it's rare to see a woman not want a man to take charge in all things, outside of the home and inside of the home. It is rare. Now, is that to say that it's not the case here? No, it may well be the case here that she actually does desire that. But I have a funny feeling she does not want to surpass whatever man she's with. She don't want to lose her accolades, but I doubt she wants to look down at her man in terms of position versus up. I rarely see women do it. And most cases of those women who do, they usually like the men they can push around. It's kind of weird. Again, them taking charge isn't an issue so long as the job can be done and it's not going to be nonsensical. No, it doesn't imply it's going to be nonsensical, but there have been lots of bits of proof that have made some of this appear to be nonsensical.
Your mother has refused to turn you into a vampire. Tell me more about it.
Each time we argue, Mother expresses the same fear. She wants me to remain alive and full of joy, rather than become melancholy and immortal.
Yeah,
She claims you can't have one without the other. It's pure selfishness.
it may be, but is she wrong? Two things can be true at the same time, dear. It may be wrong, but what you don't. So you trusted her for everything else, but you don't trust her at all for this? It's not to say entire implicit trust, but you don't trust her at all for this. Interesting.
Your mother has walked this earth for much longer than you or I. She is wise, and we should not ignore her advice when we disagree with it.
But why shouldn't I be allowed to forge my own experience? There can't be only one righteous way to deal with eternity.
You're right. But why are you trying to find that one righteous way? Vampire, 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 vampire. You're trying to find that one righteous way, but there can't just be one righteous way, dear. Come on, man.